Okay, guys, it's part two on that differential install. So what I did was, once I loosened this all up, obviously got tires off, jacked up, ass end is up. But what I did was, I'm trying to see if I marked where the plate and the hub meet. I don't know if that's important, but I would imagine by the threads on the axle rod or whatever, post or whatever they call it, I hope, I'm sure maybe it lines up in there somehow. So I don't know for a fact, but I just thought it was a good idea to mark this and mark that. And now what I did was I jacked up once I took the tires off, then I think my oil's draining over here. I grabbed just a cut-off bucket. That's all the nasty oil that was in there. But I took a cut-off bucket. So what you're going to want to do is when you pull this plate, you're going to get the oil's going to be dripping. Obviously, I got a little bit of mess, but not as bad as I thought it was going to be. But anyways, once you pop this, you're going to get oil streaming from the bottom. So make sure you got some sort of catch bucket or something underneath there. Then what I did was I put the plug back in to where the oil drains out, just so I wouldn't get a big mess on the ground after I pulled my pan away. And then what I did was I jacked this side up first and put a jack stand underneath there. But the reason why I did that, because if the driver's side was lower, you jack this side up, it's going to force any excess oil towards your drain bucket. So after you get that plate off, raise this side up first so the truck tilts a little bit and kind of gets, gravity takes over and goes to the bucket. I just thought it was a good idea, so I would advise the same thing. It actually did catch some more oil in there. Then mark this. Well, another thing I found out when I was underneath there, I took the liberty to move the drive shaft not supposed to do that as I get oil grease all over my jacket. Oh well, so I said work jacket, right? So anyways, so that popping in there, obviously it's not good. It's not supposed to do that. So pretty sure that this is the differential that's bad. Obviously you heard it. I'll do it one more time. There's a lot of play in there. So obviously I think that's this truck needs a serious bath. But I had an oil leak that a knucklehead, Greg Horsefall, he's a freaking idiot, guy I had working at the shop, he stripped out a bolt in the oil pan, so I had oil spraying out on my last trip. So we gotta do a heat coil in there and drop the whole pan, and we're gonna put an oil pump in anyways. It's time for a PM on this truck anyways, so it's not that bad, but it's just, people say they can do stuff and they don't. But anyways, now I'm venting a little bit, sorry. But, so, like I said, just go ahead and mark your plate. I don't know if that's important, but I would assume it is. And once you pull this out, that's what's gonna come out. And I don't see any chips in there, so that's a good thing. This little residue here came from the chipping off of there. So when you go to put this gasket back on, you're gonna wanna take a wire brush. We have a air tool with a wire brush on it, and clean this very thoroughly. And then obviously clean the back of this extremely thorough. You're gonna see all this little stuff. Well, once you put that gasket back on, if it doesn't have a proper seal, you're gonna be in some trouble. You're gonna go through all this work and it's gonna be leaking, and you're gonna have to pull it back off and clean it anyway. So I would suggest, once we put this all back together, take a wire brush and thoroughly clean, even around your bolts. All this has to be cleaned very thoroughly. Then take a rag and kind of wipe off that residue in there. Clean this plate very thoroughly. Do the same thing, kind of just wipe it off a little bit. I'd go ahead and just kind of look at the whole entire axle itself. One thing I wanted to, so I'm gonna actually get in here and pull this off next for part 3. But one thing I did notice, got all these damn tires from the trailer. One thing I did notice, hopefully you guys can see it. I got the camera reversed. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but there's a lot of metallic flakes in there. You can see right there all the metallic flakes inside the bucket. You can see metallic flakes all the way around. It's all metallic. That's bad. So that means that something serious was going on in there. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and post this as part 2, and my next video should be with the unit out. And I hope this is informative for you guys. Sorry I chat so much, but I kind of wanted to be a little thorough on it. So remember, once you pull that off, jack the passenger side up. The oil's going to free flow this way. Gravity's going to take over. Pour more into your catch bucket. Now I'm going to go ahead and take off the yoke. There's only 4 bolts right around the yoke itself. I'll pop that. I'll suspend the drive shaft up. I don't think I got like 10 jack stands. I think they're all being used. Anyway, so I'll suspend that drive shaft up with something. And my next video, you'll see the inside of it and how I clean it. Thank you.